Welcome to Weight Loss Strategies. My name is Scott Broadway, and in this special video I'm about to show to you how to lose a stone in lockdown for men who don't know where to start when it comes to losing weight properly. And in this video you're about to discover how to build an exercise and nutrition plan that works for you, so you can drop 1 to 2 pounds a week like clockwork and actually stick at it to sustain your results, so you never have to worry about your weight getting out of control again. The blueprint I'm about to show with you is exactly what I've used with hundreds of guys to get rid of their gut for good. I now want to share my secrets with you to help you achieve the same. I've narrowed this video down to around 30 minutes, so just before I get stuck in, I want to check you in the right place and it's going to the right people, so I'm not wasting anybody's time. So if you're here watching this right now, then I'm going to assume that you're a guy and you want to lose weight. Chances are you've already tried making changes to your eating and your exercising, but you're confused around your nutrition and you lack confidence working out. You don't know what's right for you and just want the proper guidance and support so you can get rid of your gut and keep it off for the long term with a healthy lifestyle. If you're not a guy, or you're not trying to lose weight, or you're looking for the quick fix or the magic pill to get a six-pack overnight, then I'm going to give you a moment to jump off this training right now, because you're not going to find any ridiculous stuff like that here. But if you're fed up of being fat and out of shape, if you're frustrated your clothes don't fit properly and you don't want to keep wearing baggy things to hide your body, if you're embarrassed that you get out of breath easily when you know you shouldn't, if you hate how your gut hangs and you can't stand to see your reflection in the mirror, and you want to get rid of your gut in the quickest, safest, most reliable way possible, then you're in the right place, because in the next 30 minutes I'm going to absolutely blow your mind. You see, having a lean toned physique has been a male desire for decades. From ancient heroes to modern idolised actors, truth is we look up to people who look good. But with this comes the assumption that in order to achieve a slim physique all year round, it requires a level of sacrifice, discipline, and knowledge that only the elite are capable of, which makes it seem more harder to lose weight than it actually is. And as you're about to discover, this simply isn't true. I'm going to show you that the knowledge is easy enough to understand and apply, and whilst there's definitely some discipline and sacrifice involved in the sense that you can't have 3 takeaways a week and have no belly fat to show for it, when you apply the right information like I'm about to show you, the results are unavoidable. It's just a matter of time before the magic happens. Before you begin to enjoy the lifestyle, you're going to be slimmer and you're going to be more confident in yourself. You're going to have tons of energy and full of motivation every day. But you're also going to look forward to working out because you're progressing and you're feeling great for it. You're going to enjoy your meals because they're made of foods that you like and that are convenient for you. You're going to look healthy and get unexpected compliments from people on how well you're doing that boost you up. And most importantly, you don't want to go back to old ways. Now that you're in control, now that you've grasped the concept of fat loss and you're seeing the results, you're not going to miss being constantly lazy, fat, unproductive, and addicted to crappy foods. But why do most men never get there? Now, believe me that when I say I've heard every single excuse that you could think of for why someone hasn't been able to get rid of their gut. But the bottom line is, when you cut through the bullshit and you get to the root cause of the reason most guys fail, it's because they lack the know-how to make it happen. This leads to poor results, which kills discipline, zaps motivation, and drains any enjoyment out the process. Eventually, sacrifices are no longer worthwhile making. You think, screw it, and you quit. And that's why most men come to me confused, not knowing where to start or who to trust. Whether they've tried stuff before to get themselves in shape or not, ultimately, you don't want to waste your time doing the wrong things. You don't want to spend time, effort, or money on something that produces slow or unsustainable results and throws you back to square one with even more questions clogging your head and you still not knowing how to make it work for you. But I'm going to tell you a little secret, and it might not all be your fault. And it's the same reason why it might not be your fault that I put this training together for free for you. The fitness industry is failing massively. I've witnessed on many occasions motivated but misguided men spend the valuable time, effort and money on investing into one or many weight loss methods to try their hardest to follow it, only to find themselves back at square one later on down the line. And it frustrates me that much that actually that's the reason I've become a personal trainer in the first place almost 10 years ago, because it spreads a lack of trust through the fitness industry. And the reason that most weight loss methods don't work is because the focus on surface level solutions and shiny objects to appeal to your instant gratification with quick fixes and false hopes. A lot of bigger companies even pay top dollar for skilled copywriters to write advertisers purely to increase the profits, which is all they care about. They don't care about you as a person, and they don't care about actually helping you solve the issue. and that's why they don't work. And that's why here at Weight Loss Strategies, I'm driven to actually be the best I can and serve guys who genuinely want to get rid of the gut to give them the best results I can. So I'll go 10 levels deeper than the surface level, and I attack the root causes to your problems, removing the destructive habits and replacing them with positive ones that ultimately allow you to get in shape and enjoy a healthy lifestyle. Most weight loss methods map out a plan to take you from A to B. They begin by setting you up on how to eat and how to exercise, but ultimately the results are slow, non-existent or unsustainable, and you don't get the result you want, ending up back at square one looking for another solution. And unfortunately, I've witnessed some guys go around in this circle for years and years, never been able to find their zone, never been able to find what works for them and get rid of their gut for good, always searching for that magic pill. But the bottom line is you end up losing your most valuable commodities, which is time and health. You get frustrated, you doubt yourself, and the light at the end of the tunnel seems dim. So how is the flat stomach formula different? Well, the flat stomach formula is a 4-stage system that's designed to put you in control. And there's a saying that I live by which says, if you feed a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him to fish, you feed him for life. And that's why the first stage of the flat stomach formula is to learn the basics and build your foundations so you can bulletproof yourself from bullshit and never get confused again. And to make it super simple for you, there's only 3 things that you need to know about. I call them the 3 laws of fat loss, and I'm going to go through them with you in a minute. And when I do reveal them to you, you're going to realise just how simple this actually is, and it's not so confusing after all. And once you've learned the basics, it's time to implement them. And you've got to take action, you've got to have a go. Because if you don't take action, you'll never change. It's as simple as that. You'll never find what works for you. Because once you do implement, then you can review your actions and you can optimize. So you look at what actions you took and the results that it produced. The things that you've done well, you repeat those things, and the things that didn't go very well or didn't go to plan, you improve on them. And by following these 4 steps, ultimately, it's going to be the only way to make it work for you. You'll know exactly what you're doing and why, and it'll put you in full control. And it's these 4 steps that are the key to getting rid of your gut for good. And if you follow them exactly as I lay them out for you, these are the types of results that you can expect. Before Ash discovered the flat stomach formula, he'd never been active. He had 3 kids under the age of 12 and he was struggling to keep up with them. He'd fight to stay awake past 3 o'clock in the afternoon at work. He'd come home, slump on the sofa and have no energy for his family. He realised he'd turned into a couch potato and didn't want to carry on living so lethargic and unproductive. But the trouble was he'd never exercised before, didn't know what to do, didn't know how to do it, and didn't know what to do with his food either. Fast forward 6 weeks, he was over 7.5 kilograms lighter and he transformed from a couch potato to an active dad. He was full of energy to get up and down with the kids easily without getting out of breath so quick. He was exercising confidently, his energy was through the roof, and he was enjoying the foods he was eating because they were scheduled around him. He's never looked back since. Neither has Man. Man was active when he was a kid, but since moving to England and becoming a taxi driver, his activity levels were non-existent and his confidence was shot, killing his dreams of being in the music industry, which is what he always wanted to do. There's no way he would be able to get in camera in the shape that he was before he used the flat stomach formula. And although he knew some stuff about eating and working out, he didn't know how to tailor it to him. He wasn't in his 20s anymore. He had a few niggles here and there that he was worried about and didn't want to injure himself and stall his progress. Fast forward 6 weeks later, Man completely changed his physique, and soon after finishing the program, he was out the country shooting music videos and living his dream. Or you might be like Michael. He was a guy that loved to wear expensive clothes and feel good about himself. But one day he was walking through Star City with his family and he caught a glimpse of himself in the mirror at the corner of his eye. And he had to take a second glance because he could not believe just how much his belly was sticking out. All at once, in that very moment, it dawned on him. Every time the kids made a little joke about his man boobs or his soft belly, every time he tugged his shirt when he felt it rising, it was because his gut was growing and getting bigger, he was getting fat, and his clothes were showing it. He didn't want to waste his wardrobe and buy new things. He wanted to get how he was before, when he didn't worry about his weight or how his clothes fitted him. Fast forward 6 weeks later, Michael was 6 kilograms lighter. He was smiling when he looked at his reflection in the mirror. He was feeling better about himself. He had more confidence to wear his nice clothes. He was eating healthier, working out regular, and not for a moment contemplating going back to being out of shape. Or you might be like Jamie, who's my favourite success story, not only because he lost a whopping 9.2 kilograms, but because of his reason why. Jamie's job involves public speaking with the objective of inspiring others to do good. He's got 2 kids, and he previously lost weight for his sister's wedding using a quick fix diet. Obviously, he put it all on again because it wasn't sustainable. But now he was noticing that he was making up excuses why he wasn't going out to kick a ball in the garden with his lads. Secretly, it was because he got out of breath quickly and he found it embarrassing. He noticed he wasn't enthusiastic about his work as much and he wasn't being successful as he knew he could be. And the reason was he wasn't leading by example. He cringed at how he looked in the mirror and when he saw himself on social media when he was scrolling through Instagram and Facebook. And he decided he was going to take control of his weight once and for all so he can keep it off and not worry about his weight. Now he's outlasting his kids when he's playing out in the garden. He's enjoying his profession more than ever and having a better impact, and he's enjoying the lifestyle. And if you stay towards the end of this training, there's going to be a very special link where you can register for the free 5-day Kickstart online program, where I'll personally walk you through the first stage of the flat stomach formula and help you map out your exercise and nutrition plan that works for you and that you can stick at. The exact same way I helped Ash, Man, Michael and Jamie and many more guys to get rid of their gut for good. And if you decide to join today, then I'm also going to give you 2 little downloads, the 10-step healthy lifestyle diet and some downloadable templates to make things easy for you on the free 5-day program. And the reason I've put that together is because up until this point, I felt sorry for people like you who want to get in shape but don't know how to happen, and the fitness industry is below average right now. But once I go on to the next slide and reveal the 3 laws of fat loss, you'll have no excuse. So I want to warn you that you should only advance to the next part of this training if you're actually going to take action. Whether it be on the free 5-day program, using your own notes from this training, either way, if you do nothing, then you only have yourself to blame, and you should actually consider if you really want to get yourself in shape, because if you don't, you can stop wasting time trying and stressing about it. But if you're serious and you know you absolutely want to get rid of your gut, then I want you to make a promise to yourself that you'll use what I'm about to show you and not let this opportunity go to waste. And once you've done that, we can move on to the first step to lose the stone in lockdown, which is to identify the problem, which is you don't know how to get rid of your gut and keep it off. You don't know where to start to do it properly. You know you've got to eat healthy the majority of the time. You know you've got to work out a few times a week. You know you've got to stick at it because it don't happen overnight. But you're confused and you've got tons of questions running through your head like, how often should I work out? How long do I need to work out for? What exercises are best for me? And how do I do them properly so I don't get hurt? Then you've got nutrition stuff like how big do I have my portion sizes? What foods are best to eat and when should I eat them? And can I have a cheat meal and when can I have it? And my favourite one is, how do I stay motivated and stick at it? Now, you've probably reached out for help before and typed stuff into Google and watched some stuff on YouTube. You might have even had an online trainer or face-to-face trainer before. So you're going to be wary of who to trust. You're going to be skeptical, you're confused, and you don't want to feel like a failure again. You don't have a proven plan that's time effective, and you just want someone who knows what they're on about to point you in the right direction so you can confidently create a plan of action that gives you clarity and begins to deliver results in a matter of weeks and makes you want to carry on because you're enjoying the process, instead of wasting your time doing the wrong things and getting nowhere, going around in circles. So on the next slide, your journey begins as I'll share with you the first step of the flat stomach formula to help you build your foundations, boost your knowledge, and bulletproof you from all the bullshit out there. I introduce you to the 3 laws of fat loss. Very simple: nutrition, exercise, and mindset. And these should be viewed like links in a chain rather than pieces to a puzzle. They all work best together, and if one becomes weak or breaks, then the whole system falls apart, results start to slow down, and you begin to get frustrated again, and you end up getting nowhere. So it's important that these are all working together, and we're going to begin by going through the nutrition. Now, the biggest mistakes that I see guys make with their eating is quick fix dieting, under eating, or not timing the meals properly. Quick fix diets or fad diets are unsustainable, and you should know that by now. You also know that you want to lose weight. You need to burn more calories than you eat, and it's not rocket science that eating late night junk food and drinking beer isn't going to help you gain trim. So it seems logical to make healthier choices, cut down your portion sizes, cut out the crap, stop eating late at night, and introducing more fruit and veg to your meals. But the truth is it leads to under eating, which is only going to bring slow progress. It's going to lower your energy levels throughout the day. You'll constantly fight hunger and temptations until one day you think screw it and end up going completely back off track, back to square one. So what should you do instead? There's just 5 things that you need to know about your nutrition, and they're all covered in the 10-step healthy lifestyle book that you can download. First one is how much you should eat for your body. Not knowing how much fuel you need is just as unthinkable as paying no attention to your fuel gauge on a road trip. Your car measures fuel by the litre and your body measures fuel by calories. Not eating enough calories will screw your metabolism, making it harder to lose fat and draining energy levels to that of a zombie. Eating too many calories will cause you to gain weight, so it's very important that you get this right. Typically for guys, it's somewhere between 1600 and 2000 calories, and there are different ways that you can find out how many calories your body specifically needs. And if I had the choice, I'd base it on your body fat. However, that's a totally new skill in itself, and the time it'd take me to teach you that wouldn't equal the increase in accuracy. So in the 10-step healthy lifestyle diet, I use a 1-minute portion control formula to get you an accurate starting point. And once you know how much to eat, you need to know when the best times are. The most important meal is your post-workout meal. Ideally no longer than 60 minutes after you've worked out, because that's the most effective time to fuel the body for maximum efficiency. The rest of your meals are aimed to be eaten every 3 to 5 hours to accelerate the body's ability to burn fat, to maintain high energy levels throughout the day, and to stop you constantly fighting hunger. Now you know how much you should eat and when you should eat, you're going to need to know what foods to eat. The bottom line is that your calories are all broken down into protein, carbs, and fats, and understanding these basics is crucial to your long-term and short-term success. Each nutrient has a different effect on your progress, and eating the right foods at the right time is going to dramatically speed up your results. Eating foods you actually like is going to help you stick to your healthy eating, and you'll have less stress deciding what to eat because you'll know how to build a meal. And there's a lot of misunderstanding about protein, carbs, and fats. And that's why inside the 10-step healthy lifestyle diet, I've simplified each one and provided the building blocks for proper nutrition. Because once you have those in your knowledge, it's time to put it all together and make it work for you and fit your lifestyle. This involves taking the time to plan and prepare your meals. And planning and preparing is one of the necessary habits to live a healthy lifestyle. Being proactive and planning ahead saves time and gives you less decisions to make when deciding what to eat. Preparing meals, eating things you enjoy, and making meals convenient for you are key habits for long-term success. Eventually, everything's going to come second nature, but to begin with, the more detail you put into this, the better your results are going to be. And that's why I've included some templates as a bonus to help make life easy for you starting off. And once you've made your plan, it's time to follow it and maximize your results. Once you're following your plan, you need to track the facts and compare these with the results that have actually been produced. So you're going to track whether you've actually followed the plan, look at the results at the end, and that's going to allow you to maximize your results by improving on stuff and keep doing the good stuff. Your awareness of your food is going to increase dramatically, and you're going to begin to make this really easy for yourself. There are a few tools out there that are going to do all the hard work for you, and I'll show you what they are and how to use them in the 10-step healthy lifestyle diet. But the bottom line is, if you don't track your facts, you will see what's working for you and what you need to improve. You'll see the results that you've produced, and you'll know how to speed them up, and this is going to put you in full control of your situation. And by being in full control, ultimately, is the only way to make it work for you. By following the first rule of fat loss with these 5 steps, you'll be able to stay on track. And if you do slip up, as humans do from time to time, rather than going back to square one, you'll quickly be able to pull yourself back on track. You'll stop second guessing yourself and what you're doing. You won't stress about what you need to eat. Your cravings are going to be almost non-existent. You won't have to fight the hunger and tiredness, and you're not going to go off track back to square one. And once you've mastered the first law of nutrition with those 5 things, it's time to move on to the second law of fat loss, which is your exercise. And when it comes to working out, the biggest mistake guys make is focusing on the wrong stuff. For example, doing cardio because it burns calories, doing sit-ups to target the stomach, using the weight machines to tone up. Truth is, the myth of doing cardio to lose weight will never go away, even though it brings slow results. When it comes to cardio versus weights, it's assumed that cardio is best because it burns the most calories. However, what a lot of guys don't know is that it's only true when compared minute for minute. But when you look at the comparison over a 24 or 48 hour period, weight training is far superior for the amount of calories burnt. Weight training is also the secret to targeting your stomach, not sit-ups, which are ineffective and quite embarrassing if you can't do them properly or your belly comes out all the time. At the end of the day, you can do as many sit-ups as you like and your stomach muscles are going to get stronger, but there's going to remain a layer of fat covering them, which means you'll never be able to see them. But weight training targets that fat. By maintaining the muscle, the body is forced to burn fat for energy. And for the guys who've plucked up the courage to use the machines in the gym to get yourself toned, it's likely you've been led to believe that light weights and high reps are best or safest, and this simply isn't true. The reason being it's not challenge enough. It doesn't provide the body with a sufficient stimulus to provide the desired result, which is to make you look and feel fantastic. Now, you combine that with using bad form and bad technique, not only does it make you feeling and looking silly, but more importantly, it decreases the effectiveness of the exercise and increases the risk of injury. So what should you do instead? Follow these 5 steps. The first is to know how much exercise you need to do. Generally, my VIP programs will state a minimum of 45 minutes 3 times a week, because that's what's necessary to achieve significant results, and that's the baseline that you want to aim for as a minimum. Then you need to know which exercise is the best and how to do it for your ability. I'll just give you a massive clue by debunking the cardio myth. So you probably guessed it, I'm going to say weight training. More specifically, strength training, especially when combined with HIIT. The key is to do compound exercises and have short rest periods between exercises to burn fat and tone up in the quickest way possible. Compound exercises are movements that use more than one muscle or joint at once, which is part of the reason why they burn the most calories. The best ones are things like squats, deadlifts, bench press, shoulder press, and rows. But they're also the most complex ones, which is why most guys stay away from them. So you need to know how to do them properly, how to do them safely, effectively, and cater them to your ability. Now, before I ever let anybody into the weight loss strategies community, I'll make it clear that your starting point is irrelevant in terms that as long as you're willing to do your best and give 100%, you're going to get there. If you can't do a full squat to begin with, then you're going to keep squatting until you can get full squat. And then you can look at increasing how to progress from there. I'm not going to expect you to lift 100 kilogram squat on the first gym session. And I've worked with guys who've never exercised before, guys who've had hip replacements, knee replacements, arthritis, mysterious back pain, you name it, I've probably worked with them. And one of my skills is being able to show them how to adapt the exercises for their current ability. And in the first phase of the flat stomach formula, your program is structured with the objective of learning the right techniques and boosting your confidence exercising, in addition to burning tons of calories from your fat and reducing the risk of injury further on down the line by preparing your body for the next phase. Because when you're confident to do the exercises, you can focus on accelerating your fat loss without worrying if you're doing the right stuff or not. And then you can progress again to tone up and gain muscle definition so you look slim and lean and you're injury free. And this is what's known as the progressive overload principle. Basically, you must challenge yourself if you want to change yourself. And once you complete that challenge, you move on to the next. Otherwise, you'll just hit a plateau. And don't worry, I'll walk you through the entire process of putting all this together to create your ultimate fat burning and muscle workout plan on the 5-day program, as well as fitting it into your lifestyle to make it work for you and maximizing your progress so you can stick at it. Because once you build your plan, you need to track what you do again in your workouts. Then you can look at your results and repeat what you've done well and improve where you can. Everything becomes super clear and gives you full control of achieving the result that you want. It keeps you progressing week after week, and it stops you from falling off track and ending up back at square one. Because when you have your ultimate fat burning and muscle toning workout plan, you're going to stop wasting your time on the wrong stuff. You're going to stop feeling silly when exercising. You're going to reduce the risk and worry of getting hurt, and you're not going to lose motivation and fall off track and go back to square one. And once you've mastered the second law of fat loss, then we're on to the third law of fat loss, which is your mindset. And it's clear that there's more to getting in shape than eating and exercising. Your mindset is a powerful asset that can be the difference between success and failure. And if you want to do this properly, you're going to need to create an unstoppable mindset that doesn't let you quit. Now, the biggest mistake I see men make when deciding to lose weight is losing motivation easily. Nothing zaps motivation quicker than a lack of results or not being able to sustain them and putting the weight back on. And I know how frustrating it is to put the work in and not receive the rewards. I know how mind-boggling it is to try and find out on your own where you're going wrong so you can fix it. Because there's so much stuff out there, it becomes overwhelming and everyone seems to contradict each other. And although you want to shift your weight, it seems to be getting harder and harder, and the sooner or later you start to doubt if it's ever going to happen. The truth is, you've always set yourself up for failure even before you begin, because you didn't build your foundations and you relied on motivation. Relying on motivation is unreliable, it comes and goes. Motivation runs out after a few weeks, but by following this plan like I laid out for you, you're going to begin to see and feel the results by then, and the road to creating an unstoppable mindset that doesn't let you quit. The three things that you need to know. The first one is how to get started. By using what I've taught you here today, you're going to have enough ammunition to create a reliable step-by-step plan as a starting point to get rid of your gut for good. And by further developing your understanding on the 3 laws of fat loss, it's going to strengthen your defense against the bullshit out there and protect yourself from getting confused and going off track. You can go as deep as you like as this. I don't expect you to go and earn a degree in it. In the 10-step healthy lifestyle diet, I've actually made it really, really simple for you. And you might already know some of it and just need some clarification that you're on the right track. And once you've got yourself started, you've built your engine, you want to add some fuel to it, you need to learn how to set goals that get you off your arse. It's all good and well having plans, but it's not always easy to follow through with them. There's always some excuse and some are more tempting than others. There's always going to be bumps in the road, threatening to throw you off track. But setting goals that get you off your arse and actually fire you up, you're going to create motivation and turn it into good habits and good routines. And in the 3-step process that I teach you in the How to Create an Unstoppable Mindset That Doesn't Let You Quit book, you're going to end up with a declaration. And it's this declaration that on a daily basis is one of the habits and routines of a healthy lifestyle. I recommend using this declaration first thing in the morning because it sets the tone for the day, and one good decision leads to the next. And when you're in a routine of using good habits, you're guaranteed to succeed, just like climbing the stairs step by step. And there's no doubt that there's going to come one point where you slip up, whether it be because of something in your control or not. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that you get them back on track as soon as possible and back into making good decisions. You might even reach a stage where you plan to go completely off track. And that might sound crazy, but let's take a holiday, for example. You want to get to a stage where you can go on a holiday without caring if you put weight on, because you're confident that when you get back home, you'll get back into your good habits and your good routines and you'll get back in shape easy peasy, no stress. And another habit is to gather the facts. The facts don't lie. Tracking the facts is the only way to stop yourself getting mind fucked. And what I mean by that is that when guys rely on their emotions rather than the facts, it's easy to get tricked into creating a story and believing it. Let me just very quickly explain. Let's take your nutrition, for example. If you eat what you feel like eating every day, what's going to happen? Hardly anything. Or if it does, you're not going to know why. You're not going to know for certain what to do more of and where you need to improve. Whereas let's say you've built your plan, you followed it and you've tracked it for the week. You only notice a small change on the scales. You can look back at your facts and say, well, I was over my calorie target on this day and this day. So next week I need to improve to hit my calorie target on these 2 days to speed up my results. Whether it was a case of emergency you could do nothing about, or a slip up which happens from time to time, you're going to be in full control and you're going to know exactly how to deal with the situation and stop yourself getting confused and ending up back at square one. And that's also how you avoid hitting a plateau. If the results are slowing down, you can spot the trend and intervene before it becomes disheartening and confusion kicks back in. And it's the only way to take control of your mindset and make it work for you and accelerate your success and stop you ending up back at square one. You don't lose motivation. You don't let slip-ups throw you off track. You don't doubt yourself or the process. You don't feel like you're winging it and you're hoping for the best. And you don't want to go back to old ways and regain your weight. So before we go any further, let's quickly recap where we are right now. My first goal was to show you why most guys fail when trying to lose weight and why it isn't always your fault. The main objective of this training was to teach you the 3 laws of fat loss and open your eyes to the fact that it isn't as difficult as it's made out to be to lose weight properly and keep it off by living a healthy lifestyle. The first law of fat loss was nutrition, the second exercise, and the third was mindset. And there's 5 steps to complete for your nutrition and your exercise. There's 3 steps to complete for your mindset. And once you've completed those, you're going to have an incredible starting point that's going to set you up for success. By learning these basics and building your foundations, you can follow the exact roadmap that I use to take my clients from being lost, confused, and not knowing where or who to go to being slim, toned, more energetic and motivated than ever, working out with confidence, enjoying your food, seeing results and sustaining them by being in complete control of your weight. And by now you should be able to see how simple yet effective this can be made. Just like it was for Satch, who before discovering the flat stomach formula always struggled with motivation, didn't know what to eat or when to eat it or to work out effectively. Ultimately, he didn't know how to make it work for him and therefore never produced the results that he craved. 6 weeks later, Satch is in total control of his weight. He's over 4.5 kilogram lighter, he's confident working out, he knows exactly what to eat and when to eat it, and most importantly, he's constantly motivated. This carried over into his profession, where he went on to win Employee of the Month in 2 consecutive months immediately after completing the flat stomach formula. And you can expect results like what John achieved, who before met me, he was worried that he couldn't exercise properly because he suffered with severe arthritis in his hips. He had already had 1 operation prior to discovering the flat stomach formula and was waiting the 2nd operation whilst completing the program. Now, understandably, he was incredibly worried about making his hips worse because he didn't know what exercises were suitable for him or how to do them properly. Also, he didn't know what foods he should be eating or how much to eat. But after completing the flat stomach formula, John was 6.7 kilogram lighter. He removed a hell of a lot of pressure from his hips. He was confident working out, and he even reignited his passion for mountain biking. Now his fitness was better, and his hips were in less pain, and he had more confidence in his body. And I want to ask you right now, what could your story look like in 6 weeks, 6 months, or even 12 months from now? Are you going to be like Paul, who lost 8 kilograms in 12 weeks and completely turned his life around after having 4 knee operations and used to make excuses why he wouldn't go and see his grandkids? He used to kill him to do it because he knew the truth was that he was embarrassed he couldn't keep up with them like he wanted to, and he was scared his knee wouldn't cope. Now, Paul's always been active. He's played football, rugby, and he was a regular gym user, and piling this weight on depressed him because he couldn't be who he wanted to be. He didn't know what to do, so he drank too much Guinness in the underbelly to prove it. After the flat stomach formula, he got rid of his belly, and he was always eager to kick a ball around with his grandson or let his granddaughter roll around on the floor, jumping all over him without struggling to get back up. He had his drinking under control, and he felt so much better for it. Or you might be like Tom, who was low on confidence because of his weight. He wasn't able to wear the clothes he wanted, wasn't able to do the activities he wanted, and one of his biggest fears was that he wasn't going to be able to go to the awesome theme parks in America if he gained weight and got too big. Since discovering the flat stomach formula, Tom drastically improved his confidence, even landed a higher paying job working less hours, but more impressively, he completed several mud runs and even climbed Snowdon, something that he'd always wanted to do but was held back by his weight. Or you could be like Simon, who lost 12 kilograms over 18 months and kept it off and got himself in the shape of his life. He used to smoke, eat fast food all the time, and he felt like a sack of shit. Fast forward after he discovered the flat stomach formula, now he's confident enough to take topless selfies in the gym. He's confident enough to approach attractive girls, and he's confident enough to show them a good time. And it all began where you are right now. Each one of the guys I've just shown you all started not knowing where to begin or who to trust. And the penny dropped for them when they discovered the flat stomach formula, and if the pennies dropped for you, then I'd like to invite you onto the free 5-day Kickstart program for men. I'm going to literally walk you through the first stage of the flat stomach formula with you and help you build a nutrition and exercise plan that works for you and that you can stick at. There's going to be a private Facebook group for everyone to join, where most of the courses are going to be delivered and where you can interact with each other for support and banter. And I'm going to post training videos every day to expand on the foundations behind the 3 laws of fat loss and boost your knowledge. I'm also going to set a task for you to complete and a deadline to submit it by. I'm going to be able to check you on the right track and give you the feedback where necessary. There's also going to be a chance to ask questions live on the live Q&A sessions throughout the week, so you can get real-time coaching, or you can submit your answers to me and catch up on replay when it suits you. On day one, we're going to begin to create your unstoppable mindset that doesn't let you quit. And I'm going to reveal my 3-step process to set goals that fire you up and get you off your ass. Day 2 is all about nutrition. I'm going to expand on the first order fat loss by teaching you the building blocks behind proper nutrition. And together, we're going to build your nutrition plan. I'm going to literally hold your hand and guide you through each step until you're super confident with what you've designed. Day 3 is building your workout plan around you. I'm going to drop some training on the techniques behind the best exercises for fat loss. And again, I'm going to hold your hand to guide you through how to build a plan that suits you. And I'm going to teach you how to adapt them for your body so you're full of confidence to implement the plan that you've made. Day 4, we're going to make it all fit around your lifestyle and put it all together so it's going to make it easy for you to stick to in the long run. We're going to look at some of the healthy habits of a healthy lifestyle and how to schedule everything in without getting overwhelmed. And day 5 is setting you up for the future by learning how to maximize your results. You're going to learn how to effortlessly gather your facts without spending ages writing things down and mind-boggling yourself. And you're going to have access to all the downloadable templates to make this as simple as clear for you as possible. If you want to join up, all you got to do is click the link in the description box below or in the email that I sent you below the link that you click to see this video here. Once you register your name and your email, you'll be taken to a calendar to book your pre-program call, which will be with me, an actual person, not a robot. And I'm going to have one final check that you're going to be a good fit for the 5-day Kickstart program and you're not going to potentially waste somebody else's space. Book it at a time to suit you. It's only going to take about 10 minutes. It's really quick, to be honest. And once you've booked that, there's a quick registration form to complete, which will take about 10 minutes or so. And this is going to give me a little bit of an insight around you before we have our pre-program call. The more detail you put into this, the better, but you don't need to spend all night on it. Or alternatively, you can go back to scrolling through Facebook looking for funny cat memes and completely forget you ever watched this video. The ball's in your court. Click the link below and I'll see you very, very soon.